RC car Traxxas should build again. I say again because the car lurking inside this box was discontinued quite some time ago. But when I show it you, and if I drive around the yard, I have a feeling you might be saying, Richie, we should all be nudging Traxxas back in that direction, get them to re-release something like this. Now a lot of people at this point are probably thinking, Richie, what are you talking about? Every car on the original Traxxas lineup is still going. It's been going for 10, 15 years, which just like annoy some people on there. But this little baby was released for a very short period of time indeed. And I wasn't even aware of that because it was like 9 years back. Saw it on eBay and thought, whoa, Richie boy, you have got to chase after that. So I went after this one very, very hard indeed. It looks to be, from the pictures I've seen online, very, very good indeed. Now, I'm going to get straight down to opening it, but I will say, if you like what you see in here, have your say in the comment section below this video. Should Traxxas re-release this car? Fingers crossed, I've got the right batteries for it because it does take one or two of them with the right connector on there. So hopefully we can cobble something together and maybe get it running on 2 batteries. Albeit around the yard for today, but I'm really, really hoping the amount of money I've spent on this thing is going to live up to the hype. Anyway, let me get the box open, see what I bought. Okay people, literally yours truly has just cut the top of the box open. It appears to be quite well packed. Get rid of all that. Okay, something I wasn't expecting. We have got a box marked cat, which feels quite heavy. Possibly got a few spares, body parts and things like that in there, but that's quite a decent weight in there. More to the point, what is lurking in here? Is this the car Traxxas should build again? May I present to you the Kyle Busch 1/16 scale brushless officially licensed NASCAR race ready truck. Now I will say at this point, I'm a huge Kyle Busch fan. This was immensely appealing to get this. It is 1/16 scale brushless, 50 mile an hour with I believe 2 batteries in there. But just check out, that box is nearly factory fresh on there. Absolutely outstanding. Bear in mind this truck was first released about 9 years ago. That is why like nobody, like you or me or virtually anybody else, even realised this thing had been released and then discontinued. And, oh, Farmer Richie, we've got the original instruction manual. And I can tell you, looking at that right now, that is in virtually factory fresh condition out there. Anyway, let me get this down on the counter, quick spin around the box, and let's check out what's inside this. And more to the point, what extra goodies are contained in this box? Because it is quite heavy, which is always a good sign. Unless somebody's put a couple of bricks in there, but you can't imagine. I'm not getting my hopes up, but I'm quite impressed from the outset. Kyle Busch 18, printed throughout the instruction manual. This is specifically related, every page. Kyle Busch 18 on there. Getting spare parts, of course, might be a nightmare, or it might not, as we'll come on to in just a second. Our instruction manual, NASCAR Camping World. Oh, I'm just jumping at the bit here, people. Just like your normal kind of Traxxas thing on here, but as I say, this car appears to be very, very road focused. Oh, but for one thing, when did Traxxas last make a remote that looked like that? Anyway, let's get the camera down, check out the outside of this box, then find out what's inside the goodie box. Okay now people, you need to bear in mind this car was first produced about 9 years ago. This box is just about as immaculate as it came out of your local hobby store today. Battery pack and charger included. Not many Traxxas have that these days. 50 miles an hour plus, but I believe that is just with the second battery fitted as well. 1/16 scale brushless. Gut feel is, could this be like a mini e-Revo? Bear in mind, they have never made a mini e-Revo with slick tyres like this, or sitting that low, or with that kind of body. And flipping the box round, yep, 30 miles an hour out the box with the included battery, 50 miles an hour with the optional pinion gear, second metal hydride battery and speed connector. I may have one of those in my little bag of tricks somewhere on it. Brushless Valenian 380 motor on it, VXL 3M ESC, seal differentials, ball bearings, slipper clutch, oil-filled GTR shocks, which is a good sign, waterproof steering servo, etc. All the goodies you have come to love from Traxxas. And as I say, maybe like a mini e-Revo because we've got rocker actuated Inboard shocks on it, authentic race replica wheels and tyres. I should imagine these are going to be like a nightmare to get hold of on the used market, but there we go. Waterproof electronics, 50 miles an hour with 2 nickel metal hydride packs. Wonder if it takes a lipo. Anyway, let's get the box open. I have to say I'm a little careful when opening it, because in cars like this, when there's a bit of rarity involved, you want to keep the packaging in a fairly good condition. Oh, hello baby. A few scuffs on the body, I can tell, but not too bad. Now, there is nothing in the box except for one very gorgeous 1/16 scale brushless NASCAR Truck Series car. Okay, my gut feel is this was everything I could have hoped for. Bear in mind this is a 9-year-old Traxxas model on there. We've got a few minor scratches where it's taken a little tumble at some point on here. But let's have a quick spin around that body. Kyle Busch, Rowdy Busch, name on the top on that. Slick tyres, but more on those on a minute. Now this was one where you had to put all the Traxxas decals and the stickers on yourself, looking at the outside of it. But I am very, very happy, and one good sign is this rear spoiler on here. This has definitely not taken a lot of tumbles in its life on here. And while we've got it upside down, let's have a quick look at the underside of the car. Check out those slick tyres. Traxxas do not make a car with slick tyres in the current range, other than I believe the X01. Twin battery pods either side, takes a single, does 30 miles an hour out of the box. Fit twin batteries, does 50 miles an hour. Does it take a lipo? Need to read the instruction manual and see. And we've got a tiny little servo tucked away on there, but everything looks absolutely outstanding for its age. But before we get the body off, let's find out what's in this box, because it's been driving me crazy. Thought for the day, if there's a horse's head in here, this video will become notorious for all the wrong reasons. But I am thinking, yep, we've got our Traxxas controller on here. Let's have a look at that in just a second. Dynamite Profit Sport 2 charger for NiCad and nickel metal hydride batteries on here, which I believe means we've got a NiCad included with it. This is original Traxxas power cell it came with, but no, we haven't got one. We've got two, which means we should be able to achieve that top 50 mile an hour speed if we've got the optional pinion in here, which I may need to buy. It might not be included with it, not sure in the sale price. Oh, few spare wheels and tyres on here. Another pair on there, so that's a complete set of 4 spare wheels and tyres on here, as opposed to the slick ones it came with. Okay, so what did Richie get for his money? Well, I paid quite a bit for this, but the fact it comes with the original 2 power cell battery packs, absolutely outstanding. It'll come with one as stock, but it will do that 50 miles an hour with the second one added in there, provided it's got the optional pinion fitted. But if it hasn't got the optional speed pinion fitted on there, not a problem at all, as Traxxas gear pitches haven't really changed over the past few years. Profit Sport 2 battery charger included with it for charging the NiCads. That was a surprise. Very, very pleased indeed with that. Now I started off this video with the title of, is this the car Traxxas should build? Bear in mind they've got like the 1/16 scale Mini E Revo on here, but just removing that body shell, quite a lot of this should be a little bit similar to the Mini E Revo, bar for one thing. The slick tyres on here, and it is sitting so much lower than the E Revo does, it is untrue. Yeah, right, Richie, a lot lower. I can barely squeeze my finger under the car in there. Maybe 1.5 cm of ground clearance on there. I cannot wait to test this thing around the yard. And that, oh my god, and that gear mesh. Oh, I've got to set this thing up. This thing is buttery smooth from the outset. It was said that this car would run about twice. Just checking out the inside of that. I know people prepare stuff for selling it on eBay, but this thing is just, that is way cleaner than I could ever make the car on there. I'm just blown away by it. It was by no means cheap at all on there. Oh, and you can fit twin servos on there. if you so wish. So that might be an option in future. That cantilever suspension. This is the source of all the problems between Armour and Traxxas on the bigger version of this car. But with that cantilever suspension, it enables the car to sit so much lower, keeps the centre of gravity so much lower. It is untrue. I have a feeling this thing is going to be an absolute blast to drive. Anyway, stop talking, Rich. Get the batteries on charge, man. Okay, turn transmitter on. Bear in mind, this car may have not have run for quite some while. It's only run about twice, I believe. Oh, is there something wrong with the throttle? No, of course there's not, Richie. That's quite impressive with just one pack in there. Is the steering good? Not too bad at all. Got to do that again. Anyway, think time we put the body on, took it outside. And later on in the week, I will speed test this on one battery and then on two with the GPS on board. But I'm going to take a great deal of care with this body shell. Just remember, guys, if you like what you see today, don't forget to subscribe. So just one nickel metal hydride pack in here today. I'm going to take it. Ooh, that feels quite nice. Feels quite nice. Nice turning radius on there, build the speed. Not desperately want to flick that body over as. Ooh, my lord. But don't be afraid of hitting nothing, Rich. Anyway, my friend Alan, who runs the channel Full Fist of Throttle, said this thing could be a bit of a handful. And I have a feeling he might be right. Even on a single battery, that brushless power feels like dynamite ready to let loose on your hand. I feel for feeling these tyres might need a bit of heat in them before they get the best out of them. A little bit tail happy. Mind you, so is the Campaign Series truck car. So, realistic scale feel to the thing. Yeah. Truck Series car would let out the back like that. Oh, and that's not going to do the body shell of your foot any good, Rich. Oh man, if Traxxas did tyres that smoke like those deboot soons. Oh, there's the thought, Traxxas. Oh, why don't Traxxas build this in 1/8 scale with smoking tyres like a NASCAR style thing could do? Traxxas, if you do that, send me one. Okay, on the grounds that body shell and the car as a whole is quite rare and I don't want to damage it. More specifically, I do not want to put any more scratches on that body or turn it over unless I absolutely have to, trying something stupid. It is a very, very brisk on just the one battery around the yard. With two batteries in there on series, I have a feeling that my friend Alan, who runs the channel Full Fist of Throttle on YouTube, link to him below the video, says it will be quite a handful, Rich. And Alan is my go-to guy in terms of suspension setup on cars. He worked in my local model shop when I was back in New Jersey, F&M Hobbies, and Alan really knows his stuff. So if Alan says this thing is going to be a handful with two batteries on board, it's going to be a handful with two batteries on board. I have a feeling these slick tyres are going to need a little bit of warming up, maybe better on blacktop than on the concrete we are on today. Anyway, a lot more to come from this car. If you like what you've seen today, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, particularly if you don't want to miss the one battery and two battery speed runs. Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.